What is up, creatives? This is Tom. Welcome back to another video. So I'm here today in a very murky Brighton, but today I want to talk to you about this camera, the Sony A7III. This is the camera that I'm filming on right now. It's also the camera that I do most of my professional work on. However, for my online content creation needs, I'm going to be changing, or I'm thinking of selling the A7III and moving to the Canon 90D. Got a bit of a bizarre day today. I'm actually in the process of overhauling my room a little bit. I sort of want to create a sort of multifunctional YouTube studio in there, so I'm quite excited about that. I'm planning on making videos on all of this stuff, so I'm off to go and buy a sofa. So let's do that, but I'm also hoping that we can sort of focus on this camera stuff as well. So I just discovered that the arms are inside the back of the sofa, so that was an absolute mind blow. I absolutely hate flat packing. Putting together flat pack stuff, just absolutely not for me. Here we go. This is the first video that is being filmed somewhere other than my desk with the backdrop, so please let me know what you guys think. Obviously got a few kinks to work out, but otherwise I'm pretty happy. So, like I mentioned, the A7III, the Sony A7III. Like I said, probably one of the best cameras for sort of casual photographers and videographers. Now, I say casual and not amateur because it is a fantastic camera for professionals. But by casual, what I mean is you're not going to be shooting feature films on a camera like this. Just not going to happen. I think the reason that I love this camera and why it's so popular is it's just an absolute breeze to use. You can pick it up, start shooting, and get something great pretty much every time you try. There is an exception to this rule, and I really don't want to get sort of massively sidetracked on this video, but that exception is S-Log. I absolutely hate shooting in an S-Log, and maybe I will make another video on that because I do have some sort of tips and workarounds over a couple of years of working with S-Log, but I know how to grade log footage, flat picture profiles, and I just never get the same sort of quality of shot that I do just shooting completely neutral, completely standard picture profile with the A7III. So I actually don't shoot anything in S-Log. Very, very rarely, if I'm in a situation sort of massively contrasting shadows and highlights, I might, but on the whole, I just shoot the standard picture profile off. But from a point of view of stills and video, the A7III just excels in so many ways. It takes probably some of the best stills for a camera available within the price range. It has an exceptional collection of glass available for it. The Sony E-mount system is just fantastic now. The camera's in-body image stabilization and autofocus are great. It means that run and gun filming is just a breeze with this camera, and you can get away without using things like gimbals. So I think that probably throws up the question of why I'm deciding to move in the first place. And that answer is twofold. And the first one is kind of a simple thing, but is just a massive deal for me personally, is the flip out screen. The A7III does not have a flip out screen. It's sort of got this tilt articulating screen, but not a full sort of rotating flip out screen. And that just means for a content creator like me, I just want to be able to almost throw a camera in the bag without an external monitor, just be able to film run and gun style. This camera is just not perfect for that. If you're filming yourself, the A7III is actually a real struggle. That contrasted with the 90D is basically the polar opposite. I've read from everything that I've read and everything that I've watched online. I will link actually a video by Gary, the Everyday Dad, who's just done a fantastic couple of walkthroughs of the 90D, and apparently this camera is just exceptional for the online content creator. It's almost like it's been aimed specifically for anyone that shoots on YouTube. And then the other reason that I'm moving has to do with lenses. Now, you may have heard the term marry the lens, date the body. I have been working over the last few months to sort of build up my collection of EF glass, and the reason that I'm selling the A7III or getting rid of the A7III is actually mainly because of this camera that I'm shooting on right now, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. Now, that is the camera that I use for any sort of slightly higher production client work, and is currently on a tripod filming me with the Sigma 18 to 35mm f1.8 adapted with a Viltrox adapter. Now, that lens, in my opinion, is probably one of the best consumer lenses ever made, and I cannot use it on the A7III without adapting it using an MC11, and that is just not ideal. Adapters are a sort of whole other headache, but by moving over to Canon, I can just pretty much solve that problem. All of my EF glass will just be able to slot straight onto the 90D and be ready and raring to go. So those are my reasons behind the switch. Please let me know your thoughts. I actually have a question for you guys after this video. What camera are you shooting on and why? Let me know in the comments and I'll be down there as always responding to those. And otherwise, I'll catch you in the next video.